Hi everyone, Marie from Crafty Landing here with you today. I am back with a jolly load of Christmas goodies, and I am taking part in the Tracey Fox December Daily Advent Christmas Clusters, and I am using her freebie set 3. So we're on day 22 now, and Tracey has very kindly released a set of freebie digitals during this collaboration, and you can find those on her Ko-fi site, I believe. There's also a Christmas kit that you can purchase from her Etsy or her website, where she's running a second collaboration, which is the December Daily Advent, and that has also been running throughout December. So I'm Christmas clustering with you today. I have already, as you can see, cut out some of Tracey's goodies from the set 3. We've got some beautiful birds here, lovely background tags. I've got some berries and some holly wreaths cut out, some labels cut out, and in addition to those, for my clusters, I'm going to be using some bits of scrap paper from my scrap bin. I have some also bits of doily and some die cuts here. The one thing that I have gone away and prepared ready for my Christmas clusters are my die cuts. I knew that I wanted to bring some sort of, let me show you, I wanted to bring some sort of leaf or branch to my clusters to go with these beautiful birds. So I have die cut a whole set of different twigs and leaves and things like that ready to add, as well as some snowflakes. I have some snowflake dies, so I have gone away and done some of those as well. But if you haven't got any, you can just make the snowflakes a traditional way of folding up some white paper and chopping corners and triangles and things out of it. And then once you unfold it all, you get those snowflakes like we used to do when we were children. But I have got some die, so I've die cut some snowflakes, die cut some twigs. I might even use the sort of leftover bit. I have an idea that I might use for that. So yeah, let's get cracking. I also have bits of fabric here. I've been given this stuff here, and it's kind of like gauze. It's very, I could tear it off. It's not particularly strong, but it is lovely stuff to use, especially for wintry, Christmassy projects. So I thought I might use some of that. And yeah, let's just see what we can come up with. So I'm going to start layering a few things and just see how we get on. So I'm going to start with that, and maybe we'll have some doily, bit big, we'll see. Let's see, I'm going to go with some paper and brown paper here. Let's just see. I am going to have a doily. Let's move these out of the way, and let's have this one. What do we think about putting that one in there like that? I'm going to move these out of the way a little bit so that you can see what I'm kind of thinking of here. So we've got white paper, got some brown paper here, scrap of, and I going to put one of these little tags here. Might have it like that. Yep, I'm thinking, yep, maybe I can go with that. What about some of this stuff that I said wasn't particularly strong, but very effective? What about if I'm just, right, I'm just having a little play here, seeing what I like and what I don't like. I'm going to layer things up here. So I've got some of this, that gauzy stuff. So I think I might put that on top of that like there. Yep. Now to hold that in place for a minute, I am just going to get a stapler, I think, so that that can be just held in place, and I will hide the staple. No, it's not going to work. That stapler's too small. Okay, we are going to have to glue as we go along. So that means I've just got to go with it. Do you know, if you're anything like me, I tend to faff for a little while before I'm happy, but I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm, just going to come out of my comfort zone and just go with the flow a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to ink this part of the doily up, not all the way round, and I think I might just very lightly do the tag as well. So if you've been following along, you will have already seen a fabulous list of people who are taking part in either the clusters or the December Advent. And how brilliant has that been? It's just, oh goodness, I always admire the ladies and gents that come up with ideas for collaborations and things, and how successfully it all comes together. Now that I've done the blue, I'm not quite so sure, but I think I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to get my glue. I'm not going to think about it too much. Clusters are meant to be a real quick way of building and layering things. Therefore, I don't want to take too long and too much thinking time, Marie. Now, am I going? I want that over this way a bit. I want that there, and then that there, and then that. I want to be able to see some of that. Okay, I'm going to pull that apart a bit while it's still wet. There we go. Bit more, Marie. There. Okay. And then, yep, right. So let's get these down. And then we'll think about the twiddly fiddly bits in a minute. Am I going to go there or there? Let's see. I think for a minute, I want to get that in there. Is this looking very straight? Bit. A bit straight and a bit not straight. Do I want that there or do I want that there? Let me think. I'm going to have it there and down a bit. Okay, I'm going to off-center things. Gives it a bit more of an appeal to the eye. So let's bring that down there a bit like that. Now, I have this bit of gold sort of tulle, and I'm thinking that I might want to put that in there like that. I think I will. I'm going to try and scrunch it up in there a bit. So let's get that in there like so. Is that gonna, why is that not going to hold down? Now this is where I might use my stapler. Try and get it in there, but also hidden. It's not going to work, is it? Oh, it's too fiddly. Too fiddly. In that case, I'm just going to have to hold it down for a minute. Put some more glue. Try and help that stay down. Put something heavy there. Let's just put that there for a minute. Right, now I want to use some of this. So I'm kind of going to scrunch that up a little bit there and pop that there. Now I'm going to have to be careful with the glue here. So I think I might get my Fabri-Tac glue for this bit. And I'm just going to put, let's take that away now. Hopefully that's held. Yep, that's holding anyway. I'm just going to very lightly put my Fabri-Tac there. And then I'm going to try and scrunch this up on top of my tag there, like so. Okay, might need a bit more glue, and I do. Okay, a bit more glue to scrunch it along there, like that. And then a little bit in there. And then hopefully that will hold down. Just going to hold it for a second. Right. Okay, so now I'm thinking of what am I going to use on top. So I know I want to use a bird. So let's try this bluebird because I have inked around. So that one's going to go on there. And I want my twigs. So let me just go and get my twigs a minute. So something like that. Oh yes, look at that. Just brings it to life, doesn't it? So a bit of that and another one. What about this? Like, let's try that. What about that if it was that way? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? And then that there. Berries. We've got some berries here. So how about berries and bird? What about, I'm going to switch these two around, I think. I think I want that one coming that way and then that one upwards. Give it a bit of a flow here. And then I'll put my bird on there and my berries on there. And then, is that's meant to be that way. Right, let's move those up a little bit. Those are going to go there. And my branches or twigs can come down a little bit more, as can the bird. And then here, this is still bothering me a little bit, this corner here. What about if we put a label in there, help that hold down? And we could even, I've cut out this word, look, merry, which has come from these strips in this week. So week 3 or set 3, there are 3 strips on one of the sheets. So I've cut this word merry out. There's also the word bright. And I thought maybe I could put that there like that. Do you know, I think I'm going to do it. So I know I'm going to need that bit, those, and that bit. Let's glue the twigs down first. Okay, now I am making rather particularly tricky clusters in a way, fiddly. Not tricky, I guess, more fiddly. That's only because I've chosen to use some of my dies and things like that. So, you know, it doesn't have to be this tricky. Tracey has given in each of the freebies so much, and the tags, fussy cuts, the strips. She's given so much that you don't particularly need to add any more if you don't want to. There is plenty in each week freebies to play with and come up with some marvelous clusters. So I'm just going to stick that down there as well. So that's how we're getting on with this. Yep, lovely. I think I'm going to do my bird next. So I'm not going to glue, like cover him in glue, because I don't mind him looking slightly 3D. So I'm not going to be completely gluing him all the way down, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to cover him with glue and then press hard. I don't want this looking too flat. I do want it bouncy. Is that the right word? I want it to look kind of bouncy. I think that is the word I'm looking for. And now the berries, which I think are going to go there. I might even hide that's it. Okay, so I know I need my berries to go underneath that little twiggy thing there. And then his feet, his claws are grabbing the berries. I'm wondering if his claw should be underneath that, really. Let me just think if I can get him over like that. That's it. There we go. I've just pulled the twig out a little bit, so it looks like he's grabbing it. So now I want this one to go under here. Okay, I'm just going to put a bit more glue there. I want that to, there we go down. And I want this label, very, very pretty labels and things in here. That is going to go like so, on top, like in there, like that. Going to push him in a bit more, I think, like so. And then this word merry, just going to overlap that label a little bit. Again, it's more pleasing to the eye if things are a little offset, not quite so uniform and symmetrical. So now I think we have one done. What do you think? So that white dye I've got there, a little bit of doily, which I haven't inked. I've kept that doily quite white. And this label here, merry, and the word is offset a little bit. And then we have the twigs from my dies and the bird and the berries. So that's rather pretty, I think. Let's do another. So I'll leave that one somewhere to dry. Right, this time I think I will try and use this scrap piece that the dies have come from. So I think I'm going to try and use this piece. Okay, I have another piece of this. I quite like that. This a die cut here, a die. And now let's think about some what about some book paper like that. Remember keeping it all, so layering, so a bit showing over the top, a bit showing at the side, a bit showing at the bottom, and a bit of brown paper now, maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, I quite like that. Let's offset that a little bit. This time, I think, should we try and use one of these? Oh, yes, look at that. Okay. And then I have another bit of fabric, a scrap of fabric. This is more vintage lace, and it has sort of a pretty pattern at each end. So I thought we might be able to use that, like that. And again, then the same, building up the layers. So I think I will. Right, so I need to glue this. I need to glue this down. So let's think about how we layered it up. So I want that to go on there, like that. Just catch that one. And then that one there, going to catch that one, and then lift the book paper up, and I'm going to catch that one, and then finally I know that if I go all the way down the middle, I'm going to be able to catch that one like so. Oh, gorgeous. That's so pretty. Right, I'm going to switch to my Fabri-Tac because I've got this delicate lace piece that I want to ruche on there. So, let's get my Fabri-Tac glue. Okay. Oh, got this little bit. Oh, sticking to me. Right. Let's get that bit of vintage lace ruched on there. So that comes down here and that goes up there. Lovely. Wonder if I can get another little bit of glue just there to catch that bit there. Super. And this time, should we have the red bird? Let's have it. Oh, I didn't put any snowflakes on them. I'll finish them off in a minute with some snowflakes. Oh, look, oh, it's beautiful. How cool is that? So let's think about our twigs. So what have we got here? We have got that style. We have got this style. Oh, I love this one. We have got this style. Move you out of the way a minute. Oh, yes, I like that one. So I think I might have that one. And do we still want to use some of these? I'm going to try and follow that branch there with one of the edges of my other twigs. Oh, that's so lush. And then we've got some holly. Oh, this one's got the red berries. So we could have holly coming down here. We could position it there like that. Oh, yes. Right. Okay, let me take these off and take this one off. Oops, remember what I'm doing with my twigs. So he's going to go across there. So I am just going to, I need to try and glue this bit very carefully. Oops. Oh, I thought that might happen. Right. My glue is too quick. And let's just put some, it will dry clear. It will dry clear. So this time he's going to be something like that. And then this one, I know I wanted the bottom twig, this one here, to follow that there. So I'm just going to make sure I get some glue over my twigs, like so. And I know that I want that one to be about there. Lovely. And then my bird. Yeah, so again, I don't want him totally glued down. So just enough glue to hold him in place. Like, I might move him down a little bit. Like so. Okay, like so. And then we've got the holly. Make sure I'm getting the holly the correct way that I want. I might want some more twigs down here, you know. Let me have a look. What have we got? We've got this one. Nope. Nope, I won't. I will use some of my snowflakes. Right, so I've got the holly. And I'm going to use the holly that way. So I want that there like that. Okay, right, so far we have that on that one. I'm just going to pull the, there we go. Let's pull the fabric up just a little bit. There we are. I'm going to bring the other one back in because now we're going to adorn them with some snowflakes. So I've got this one here. I'm just going to audition the snowflakes first. Want that one there. And that one's a bit too beautiful, but a bit too big. Yeah, too big. Let me move that one out of the way. So I have this one here. Oh, that would be nice down there. Oh, yes. And we have one here. And what about another? Whoops. Oh, a fairly biggish one. Oh, look at this, that one. Let me switch. That one there. And then that one down there. Oh, yes. I'm going to glue these as I go, otherwise I'm going to change my mind. And I don't want to. I just want this to be a quick, think-free process. So I don't really want to be thinking too much about it. I just want to go with the flow. Oops. And I actually do find that quite hard with any of my projects. I tend to faff and think, does that look right there? Does that look right there? I'm just wondering if I've got a cloth somewhere because I've got a bit of glue there. It will dry clear. Now, that's, again, that one there is too big. So I do want, I think, one more. Do I want another one of those, or do I want something like this? Do I want that there? Let me glue these ones first on this side before I decide. Let's just get these ones down. Like so. Let's get that one down there. And this one here. Like this one's got a bit more of the snowflake to attach some glue to. Right, so that's there. Might just hold you down for a minute. Oops. Oh, come on. Where's my pencil? I know what will help. This one will help. Right, you stay down there. There we go, just hold that for a minute. There we are, that's better. So there's two on there, and there's two on this one. But I'm thinking here, another little one, let's see. I do like this little one, and we haven't got a little one on here. I'm just thinking now, there. Here, let me have a look. Yes, I'm going to put him there. 3 is always a good number. If you've watched some of me do videos before, you'll know that I like odd numbers. Odd numbers are pleasing to the eye. I'm just going to stick that on there. Okay, I think I'll leave you to dry. And I'm just going to hold this up and have another look. Do I want one here? Here, let's see. I've got this size left, which is the same one as that. That might be too big, but I do have a little one. Oops. Let me see. There. I don't want them looking like they're in a line. That's the trouble. Do I want that one there? Oh, yes. You're going on top of the twig, Mr. Snowflake. There we go. He is going just... Oh. There. There we go. Right, I think my clustering for today is done. So I still got quite a few snowflakes left, still got quite a few twigs and things left, and lots of goodies from Tracey to continue making clusters. Let me move things out of the way so that you can just see my two clusters. Oh, do we want a label on that one? I'm going to have a look at my labels before I say goodbye to you. Let me move these that way so that you can focus more on just my clusters. Right, here we go. There we are. So we've made that cluster and we have made this cluster, and I'm so glad I used the cut off bit of my dies there. Now I am thinking about whether we need a word on this one. No, nope. Do I need that down there? No. What about there? Nope, I'm going to leave this one. I'm happy with it as it is. There we are. Thank you for joining with me today. A real quick process in making two clusters which can go on your winter themed pages. I'm rather pleased with them. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Bye.